I am very honored that you all have decided to join me this afternoon. As I was preparing for this webinar, I was feeling a sense of gratitude and excitement. And normally before presentations, I'm kind of flexing my muscles and, feeling, a different type of excitement. And I think it's because I'm just super honored to share some of my experience, strength, and hope with you all, because I myself have conquered varying levels of fear through my own career and in my decision to level up professionally. And I'm excited to, share some of these strategies and mindset shifts that have really changed my life. So very honored that you've all come to share with me today. So thank you for being here. Just want to make sure that I've let everyone in so we can get started. So, part of my journey has been being a career misfit myself, feeling like an imposter, not being noticed, having varying degrees of abandonment and trauma in my life, which is why I love working with career misfits and underdogs and people that really just need an extra hand in their job search and career journey to help boost their self-esteem and help them see that they're more than enough and provide the tools and the roadmap to truly help them be successful and attract those opportunities. So at the end of this webinar, I am going to have a bonus and behind the scenes of my upcoming course. So if you feel inspired, please stick around to let me share that with you. So hi, Tia. Hi, Dan. Hi, Pam. Laura's here. I'm so excited to see all of you. A couple housekeeping rules. Just please keep yourself on mute. If you have questions, use the little feature to raise your hand and ask a question. I do want this to be collaborative and a conversation because I don't want to just hear myself talk the whole time. And again, very honored that you are all here to share in this conversation. So you're in the right place if you have the Sunday night scaries, dread Monday morning, wishing that you had more energy for your family, for passions outside of work, and really enjoyed the work that you were doing on a daily basis. And if you have a goal to start 2022 on a new path and a new opportunity to experience better work-life balance and really tapping into your potential, you're definitely in the right space. So awesome. Hi, Julie. All right, so a couple of the things around fear. And again, that's why I said just take a minute to honor yourself, because fear pops up in so many areas of our lives as we decide to take on any kind of new challenge. And a lot of the fears around career change are mostly fear of failure. Worrying that we're going to waste time and not get the results that we're looking for. Fearing that, it's going to be uncomfortable. Stepping out of our comfort zone is, icky, and it can be overwhelming and it can cause uncertainty. And I heard this quote from Brene Brown recently, where she talked about when she made some big life changes about, I think it was when she was early in her sober journey. And she said, I was like a turtle without a shell in a briar patch. And, that's what taking that step to step into your power and make a pivot in your career or a massive job change can feel like. So starting something new can be terrifying. The idea of new leadership, new managers, new processes, new culture, new people, we get comfortable with our crews that we have been accustomed to over these different journeys. So thanks, Dan, for keeping an eye on that. let's see, I think I'm good there. We also may have some codependency issues popping up, like afraid. This popped up for me when I was laid off from my job during the height of the pandemic. I was so worried about how the managers that I had built the relationships with and how they were going to fare without all the knowledge that I was taking with me, right? Afraid to leave that employer hanging, and afraid to leave them empty-handed, during a busy season. But it's not personal, it's business. And we've seen recently with some additional big layoffs with Zillow and Better that we have to be prepared. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing my expertise from sales and recruiting and strategy, because it's really not, I hate to say this, but it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, that the rug gets pulled under us, and we have to have a backup plan, to be prepared. So, and many of you know me here know that I am loyal and will always support you through this journey. So, invite you to think about sitting with your children or with your loved ones, laughing over your memories, 20, 30, 40 years from here, and having someone that you really care about tell you that, you're the most incredible role model that they've ever had, and you are their inspiration. And I know for many of us, and for myself, that, that is so much of our why, that we keep pushing, that we face these fears, and we take those steps because it matters. And we have to decide to manifest our dream career and the life for ourselves and for the future generations behind us, potentially. So for me, my journey, I really stopped hustling for that job and really started connecting from a place of shared purpose, and utilizing courage as a practice that has made all the difference. And my intention for today is that by sharing a little bit of my experience, strength, and hope, is that you'll leave here today a little bit more inspired to take some of your fears and turn them into ways that you can go from a misfit to feeling empowered. So elevating that personal brand, having a career strategy that works for you, savvy networking skills, interview skills, and just being a magnet for those opportunities. So any questions so far? Just gonna pause, make sure we're good. So 5 fears, and there's probably lots of fears, and feel free to, drop in the comments any that came up for you at the very beginning that you maybe jotted down in your journal. That maybe has kind of stopped you in your tracks. Again, that fear of picking another job that has all the same crap that maybe you were trying to get away from. Maybe that fear of having to network with people that have no idea who you are. And it's interesting, as a savvy networker and an extrovert, I tend to attract introverts as clients. And I think that is because, we attract and want to work with people that have something that we want. And that is something to get curious about. We also fear failure. Again, we talked about I think, again, with this pandemic, having faced all the things that we have, adding that extra layer of failure to the situation feels like that shoelace that if it just breaks, it's going to be the thing that just makes us fall apart, right? And we have to remember that fear is false evidence appearing real. And that is something that is a quote that I keep, posted on my wall to remind me that, it's false evidence appearing real. We oftentimes fear that making a career change may cause financial insecurity of some sort. We also fear that starting all over is going to complicate things or may not be what we think it is, right? But not all fear is bad. And I really look at fear or triggers or these feelings of insecurity or angst that come up as we start to embrace our uniqueness and take some of this action to move into a job transition as an invitation to get really curious about how we can turn those fears into confident career change opportunities. So the first is the Career Power Board. And I shared this post on LinkedIn recently. And let's see, Tia says, my children tell me every year I'm their hero. I definitely stay strong and determined for them. Yes, that's awesome. And Dan, what was this link that you put in here? I'm not going to click on it because I have too many browsers open right now. So I advise, a vision board or a career power board to really help ground us in those goals, right? Because confidence is that state of being clear-headed, either that a hypothesis or prediction is correct, and that a chosen course of action is the best or most effective. And it comes from the Latin word fidere, which means to trust. Therefore, having self-confidence is having to trust in oneself. And so I feel like a career power board or a vision board is something to really help us, see the state of feeling certain about something that is true. That feeling of self-assurance, rising from one's appreciation of our abilities and our qualities. And it's, based on our perceptions and the way we think about ourselves and our abilities. So remember, your own thoughts can be flawed. That's why it's important to always remember that self-confidence is rarely related to your actual skills or abilities, but it's all in your head. And that's why for me, this power board is where I have put my goals, my short-term and long-term goals, and it's a way of reminding myself what's possible, and also gives me those, again, visual reminders to work towards those things, remind me of the ripple effect, remind me, to love myself. And that's a big part of what I like to focus on with the people that I work with. So a way to start is to write out what you want to achieve and put some of those, and you can create in Canva, some of these little sayings and upload them. And if anyone has questions about the Career Power Board or has started theirs and wants to share it, I definitely want to take some time and walk you through that process. And we can get started. So basically a Career Power Board, it will help remove that nervousness that people have, and help you feel more relaxed and help you be grounded and, stay on track with some of those goals. So I'm going to pause here and see if people have questions about the Power Board. If you want to know how I did it, I created I use Canva, and you can get a basic or free account for 30 days. And on the left-hand side, you just start adding your photos, your quotes, your images that you want to embody for 2022. And on the left side, you add all those different items. And then in the templates, you just search for mood board collages, and then you'll find different templates that are free, and you can play around and pick your colors and different themes that resonate with you and feel good and, resonate with you. So Has anyone done any kind of power board or want to share? Everybody's pretty quiet this afternoon. It's a rainy day here in Atlanta. Pam said, you inspired me to make my own career power board in Canva. Pam, if you want to share, let me know and I can turn over sharing to you. That's awesome. I love it. And I was trying to think where I put them. I did print them out. Oh, I have them right here. I'll show you. So they're not too big in size, but they were super affordable, and it's, you know, came in, you can print them in different, you know, formats and finishes. And I plan to print, put them in a little frame and hang them up right here so I can see them on a regular basis. So, all right, not yet. Okay. All right, so let's jump in. So second thing is a way to overcome fear is really to become your cheerleader, understanding how do you replace those limiting thoughts with your growth thoughts, and understand your ability to what size. I'll have to look, Pam, and I'll email you. I think it was 24 by 18, if my memory serves me right. So how do you become your own cheerleader, right? Instant ways to boost your confidence: stand up straight, keep your head up, make eye contact, create your board, make sure you have that visual, make sure that you have a kudos file or an accomplishments file. Really try to smash those limiting beliefs as they come up. And be aware and observe them, and don't, you know, pack that shame and resentfulness and guilt around yourself, and just ask yourself, like, where does this belief come from and whose voice is this really in my head? So those limiting beliefs, like, they lose their charge when you confront them. So I also, this is kind of funny, I'll give myself a high five in a mirror when I walk by. Like, be your own cheerleader. And, you know, other things you can do is daily, weekly, you know, write down things that you're proud of. And, you know, don't be afraid to really focus on that self-love, because it is so powerful and a badass thing that you can do your entire life, to, you know, just show up as brightly as you can. So the third thing that a lot of people struggle with is getting visible. And why I say getting visible is a way to overcome fear of career change is my mantra, or the mantra of, if not now, when? It's time to be seen. It's time to show your community who you are, and why you're the perfect candidate for opportunities. So we are all working on something, which means overcoming the fear of failure and embracing visibility. So being invisible or less visible can mean that we're holding back parts of ourselves from other people. And that can be so isolating and keep us from having the impact that we're meant to have, that, like, the universe has intended us to be. And over time, like, I have grappled with the dual facts that there is power in visibility and power in invisibility, right? But once I acknowledged and confronted that those fears, I was able to reframe that the idea of visibility was something that was exciting and less scary. And moving past that fear of rejection allowed me to create new connections and learn from other people and overcome that fear of failure, which has led to so many opportunities that I could never even imagine. And that is just why I get super fired up about sharing your leadership voice, especially on LinkedIn and other places, to, you know, make your impact, because we want to hear what you have to say. So, All right, the next thing is to mind your language. My problem is believing my self-worth. I know my worth. I just have problems believing it. Tia, you are not alone. Dan talks a lot about this in some of the work he does, so you are in good company. So our self-talk is everything. Dwelling on the thoughts is a common distortion. When we repeat the negative thoughts of a bad experience over and over in our mind, we begin to lose sight of the positive things around us. So reframing and recognizing when an intrusive thought comes in, and being intentional and trying to stop that thought and replace it with something happy, or something great that you're doing, really will support you through that process. And I'll give you a quick little video example.
I can't do that. I can't. Really? How can this be done? I don't deserve that. This is how you've earned this opportunity. I'm not enough. No, I'm not enough. Brene Brown said it, so therefore it's true. Seriously, there's no point in trying. There's no point. Seriously, no point. There is a point. I messed up too much to start over. It's just all messed up. You know what? I have learned so much from this experience.
All right. So, watching the script matters. And then I am all about gratitude. So when we're in a situation of testing our confidence and our self-esteem, expressing gratitude for the lesson that we are about to receive, when we approach it from that attitude of gratitude, we're able to shift the mindset from that lack of confidence to being excited about the outcome, regardless of what it may be. So when we're in that space, and I don't know about you, but gratitude has served me extraordinarily well time and time again. And it is part of my daily practice in the morning and in the evenings, reflecting about my day, and just being super grateful for everything that I have. So it's perfectly natural to fear, reduction in income or benefits, or just the angst that comes with a career change. But what's harder is to see that slowing down of advancement, or the stalemate that will result when you're in the wrong position, working for the wrong boss, or working for the wrong organization. So really making the decision to take action and be bigger than your fear, and let your courage be your wings, right? And the sixth thing that you can do is to get a great coach, get a great mentor, find some accountability partners, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you are facing these various fears, and dealing with shaky self-confidence, or feeling worthy. If we have the ability to pick up the phone and say the words, that practice just alchemizes that process. And, I even reached out to Dan earlier today and I said, I'm kind of fearful that no one's going to show up today, and that's a natural fear, right? But because I had the courage to say it and reach out to someone that, I work with in the space, and that's been a client of mine, it took the power out of that. And again, I thank you all for being here, and don't be shy to reach out and get that kind of support. So, making those changes can be fun and fulfilling, like your audacious Anna Morgan. And, with that, I certainly want to invite you all to take a peek at the job search accelerator for career misfits, which is open for enrollment right now. And this is something that I have been working on for quite some time now, through my coaching, through my recruiting experience. And I have unlocked really all the uniqueness from my 20 years in recruiting experience, 20 years in sales, and all my years in agency recruiting and now corporate recruiting, to really build a framework and roadmap to support job seekers in this ever-changing market. And through my experience, I have supported over 100 job seekers now find opportunities. And we have two options, right? You can kind of keep taking advice from all kinds of voices on the platform and Google searching your way to try to figure things out, or use a tried and tested roadmap that builds self-esteem, helps you feel like a badass job closer, and positions you to succeed with that clarity, that focus, and results in a high value network that converts. I'm all about the conversion. So the program is 10 weeks long. First week is the foundational fabulous you. So we're going to really get down to who you are, make sure that we understand your self-care routine, what keeps you grounded, nourished, and focused. Second module is going to build on that to build a BFF Pro folder, which is going to help you get your assets in order so you can easily move through the interview process, the application process, and stay organized with new opportunities. You also have the alignment alchemy module, which is really about setting those SMART goals and that are going to energize and nourish you, because I have taken the time to build a career misfit career inventory, which is based on my experience in 12-step programs, where I have learned the value of looking at our past, keeping the door to the past open, looking at our part, looking at the people or situations that we're resentful against, and figuring out a way to alchemize that, to build a fresh foundation, to identify the clarity and the important things that you must have as you move through looking for a new opportunity. And then the personal branding solution. This is an area that I get super excited about. The BFF branding message that really separates you from the crowd, right? When recruiters are looking at a sea of profiles or resumes, what are those stories? What are those quirky, unique connection points about you that are going to attract like-minded, super cool, awesome people that are going to want to hire you? Then we're going to dive into LinkedIn, and I'm going to simplify it and blow it up at the same time with the OLC framework, which is organize, leverage, and create to attract top recruiters and give you new exciting job opportunities. So then we're going to dive into the resume clinic, because everyone has an opinion about a resume. And with my eyeballs, having evaluated millions of resumes at this point in my career, I will guide you to the best practices in building a resume to tell a powerful story that will get recruiters calling, and get the ATS truths and hacks to get you seen through the tech. Okay. And then we move into module 7, which is the badass interview closer. Ace your interview with a 3R strategy, applying the triple W method, and in combination with your BFF personal brand statement to truly wow the interviewer. And through the 12 weeks, you'll have access to me for all interview prep opportunities, which is awesome. So if something pops up and you have a hot interview, you will have access to a personalized link to schedule a one-on-one 30-minute interview prep session with me, which is pretty amazing. Module 8, network like it's hot. Year over year throughout my career, people have always complimented me on my ability to connect the dots and network. So I have taken the strategies and tools that I have used to attract opportunities and build my personal brand, to build a framework to support you and give you an easy method to make networking not overwhelming and effective to convert. Lastly, we have the Behind the Recruiter Curtain. This is an extensive module as I am basically unraveling all the recruiter behind the scenes secrets to minimize ghosting, using a BFF recruiter checklist to help you manage up to recruiters, to minimize things falling through the cracks, give you language and templates to follow up effectively, to create, results where recruiters will respond, and, help you stay top of mind, thus opening more opportunities for you. The last module is content creation for job seekers, why sharing your leadership voice matters, the mechanics behind the different types of post. And then I'm going to give you a 30-day content power pack that gives you all types of ideas as a job seeker of what you can post to get visible and not be spammy, but it takes the guesswork out of how to do this, right? Because so many people come to the platform and they're like, I have no idea how to get started. So some of the milestones through this process, you're going to know your power. You're going to know that you're more than enough. You're going to be super organized. You're going to have that clarity. You're going to know that you're deserving of these opportunities. You can promote yourself in a way that feels really good. You're going to be able to leverage your uniqueness to attract the types of people that resonate with your vibe and your brand. And you're really going to be seen and heard, which is the most important thing, because many of us don't feel that way. So you're going to have a head start. You're going to be ahead of the game. And all of these principles are building blocks to build career insurance for the rest of your career. And you're going to leave this container feeling fired up. You're going to be a badass job closer, and you're going to have the positive mindset, the confidence, and insights that I believe that you're going to get, that you're not going to get from traditional coaches out there. And I think Dan was putting something in the comments to that extent. So the complete experience is valued at $3,000. You have weekly videos that are dripped out to you, plus templates, PDF guides, and worksheets. There's also a bonus that is the salary negotiator, which is something I am especially good at. And, I'm no different than you. I've been through this journey. I've been a job seeker. And I now have created this roadmap and methodology to support you through that process. So basically, through this process, you get the $3,000 values plus the bundle, which is $600 extra. Not extra, but the bonuses are worth $600. That includes the salary negotiator training, plus your career BFF daily affirmations calendar and guided meditations, and a personalized career BFF calendar. So you can do payment plans, 3 plans of $833, or pay in full for $22.50. If you book a job search accelerator call in the next 48 hours, you can get the BFF founding member discount for just under $2,000 for 12 weeks. So I reviewed the 10 weeks with you, but there's going to be 2 extra weeks of hot seat coaching and office hours, so that I can triage and support any questions that come up through that process. So I will put the link to my calendar in the chat. And here's just a couple other things that come along in the free resources, your LinkedIn profile guide, direct message templates for recruiters and hiring managers. One of the things my clients love that I do is edit their follow-up notes and their thank you notes. So I have just now written them in templates to support you. Guided meditations to boost your confidence, tech resources that I have used if you want to get into content creation, creator mode guide for and best practices, 35 smart interview questions to ask in an interview, how to get and nail informational interviews, and an interview preparation guide, and an opportunity evaluation matrix. So this is now the BFF method, which is the behind the recruiter curtain, the focused and fulfilling career strategy, coupled with fabulous self-love. So that is where I'm headed for 2022, and I'm so excited to call in. I'm calling in 6 to 10 amazing souls to guide on this journey. And if you're one of them, I would be honored to set up a call and mutually determine if my strategies and my vibe align with what you're looking for, and keep the conversation going. So I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to put that little link in here. And I hope I have inspired some of you all today to overcome some of those fears and look at your strategy and just really set an amazing foundation for 2022. So super happy to answer any questions. So feel free to hang out for a bit. Dan, your tree looks awesome. As a current and former student of Santa. Yes, Dan has a great story. He came to me, what was it, February of last year, March, and we did some work together. And after getting a good understanding of his background, I said, I think you should get into recruiting. And we devised a strategy to help him network into those opportunities. And he absolutely crushed it. Thank you, Pam. Thank you so much for joining. And now he is a recruiter at Amazon. So it has worked out awesome. And Yvonne, I've done some work with Yvonne before, and Julie has attended some of my webinars in the past. And Laura Van Camp was a past client of mine as well. I'm glad you're here. Laura, have you moved yet? Oh, she left. Oh, there you are.
I'm still here. Yes, I am now in Texas. So I moved in July.
That's awesome. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, so far I like the warm weather.
Yes, because you were somewhere much
colder.
much colder, right?
Yes.